What's up, guys?
What's up?
It's us again. We're back.
Red Rat and Alex again.
Like you said, Red Rat and Alex.
Red Rat, Alex.
I hope you're not tired of us yet.
No. I'm not.
I was about to say, I'm honestly, man, I'm sick and fucking tired of you. I need.
I'm
need a new partner.
I'm awesome. I'm fine with me.
Caroline, come be my new partner.
Okay.
No, I can't get rid of this guy. I love this guy. All right, but hey, we got a device review for you today. Show them what we got, brother.
Right here, what we have is the Skyhook rdta by Smok. You can see right there, nice little big Smok logo.
If you're watching this, chances are you've already watched our first coil build tutorial that we did, and this is
actually the same coil that we installed in that video. So yeah. I've been using it for about a week now, but I've had this device for well over 2 months. This one's just kind of, we've gotten some newer and more interesting things in, and you know, we had other stuff that we were more excited about. And this right here it's a decent device, but it definitely has its flaws. It definitely has its flaws, and we're definitely going to get into that, believe me. This was a device that just got kind of thrown on the back burner just because we had better devices to review.
Yeah, that's what it was.
We had better stuff.
We try to go in order of what we get. You know, like if I get this device on Monday and then this device on Tuesday, we're gonna go with Monday first. That's what we try to do. But chances are we get something that's so good, we're just like, screw Monday.
Yeah.
We're doing this.
Exactly, and that's kind of what happened with this one. We just got so much better devices than this guy right here, and we just honestly, I think we kind of forgot about it.
For a moment, but you know, he tested it for about a month. I tested it for about a month, and then it just kind of got set aside for a little bit for about another month. Yeah. But we're getting to it now, and if y'all already watched the coil build tutorial that we did, chances are you already know that I'm not a big fan of it.
Right.
It does what it's supposed to do,
kind of,
but it doesn't do everything it needs to do.
Definitely not.
So, that being said, for me, I'm just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's a very subpar device. I mean, for the price I got it at, and you know, this was actually my first purpose rebuildable device. So, you know, it was kind of like, oh, cool, you know, and I was really excited for it. And then I started getting much better things, and then it was like, oh yeah, I can see why I got this for $20. So, it's just one of those deals where it was a good price, and I wanted to get a rebuildable device.
Chances are you're not going to be able to find it nowadays.
And
because we'll
get into those reasons.
It has been discontinued.
Yep.
And for good reason, in my opinion.
Yeah, honestly,
this came out when Smok wasn't a mate, like it was before they blew up with the alien.
Before the behemoth that they are now.
Yeah, before what they were. This is this is what they're trying to blow up with. But it's just It's not that great.
Yeah, it's an alright device. Like I said, we'll definitely go over the pros and cons of it. There's some cons. There's a good bit of pros, but there's definitely enough cons to kind of make you say, I don't know.
Yeah. So let's tell you everything that comes in the package. Everything that came in the package, it came with 2 Claptons.
2 standard Claptons. Came with a baggie of cotton. It came with extra O-rings. It actually came with a separate bottom piece for this, so that way if you want to take your tank out and just run this as a standard RDA, you can. So that's always nice. It came also with spare glass tube in case you do break this one. It came with a different barrel, as you can see right here. This giant airflow hole right here. This is your that's your bottom airflow, and the other one actually came with just side airflow, just direct side airflow.
Yeah, it cuts off your bottom airflow to make it where you only have side direct airflow.
Yes.
I mean, it's good that they put that in there for you. So
yeah, if you want to do it, if it's just too much airflow and you don't feel like
and in my opinion, there is way too much airflow on this.
This thing is definitely for someone who just wants a ridiculous amount of airflow.
If you like sucking in air.
See, I've actually got, for a device, I've got a lot of this closed off. I have 2 holes up here at the top closed, and this about a quarter of the way closed.
I'll show you the way I like to run it. Because the way I ran it was just like, Jesus. And it was still too much airflow. This is the way I had it barely open on the bottom and only the one open on the top. And it was still just a massive amount of airflow.
That's a ridiculous amount. I mean, that's with this thing almost totally closed off. So yeah, this thing has, a ridiculous amount of airflow. So if you like just a stupid airflow, this, you might like this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, this is
like you said, it's a stupid amount of airflow. It's massive.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
And I don't even know if you can just consider that a pro or a con. Really, I guess
that's subjective. That's completely subjective.
Completely subjective. But I mean, for me, it's just it's way too much airflow.
And I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see somebody grabbing a hold of this thing and then not even realize they're hitting something. It just feels like you're breathing in and then getting a little bit of flavor with it.
Pretty much exactly what it was. And that's pretty much everything that came in the package. No extra drip tip. It came on a spare glass tube, another bottom base for it, another barrel for your to block off your bottom airflow and only have side direct airflow.
Yep.
And that's pretty much 2 Claptons, spare O-rings and screws. Came with an Allen key wrench and a flathead screwdriver.
Yep.
So I gave you pretty much everything that you need.
Yeah. I mean, you could go ahead and as long as you had juice, this thing was ready to go out of the pack, which is always nice. That's always something that we, that is one pro about this thing.
I love it when people give you coils to begin with. I love
you can
that.
just go ahead and basically fire the thing up from the moment you get it, and I mean that's always a pro to me. But the biggest thing is, do you want to go ahead and get on the cons, or do you want to? What do you want to do? Because we can go ahead and get in the cons and go ahead and get that out of the way.
Well, let me put it this way: the only good thing about this thing is the flavor. You get good
decent.
flavor depending on the coil you put in there.
The flavor's decent. The cloud production's actually
It's pretty good.
I mean, comparative to a lot of other RDAs and RDTAs right now, I feel like this thing can really produce the clouds. This thing is. Actually, this was supposed to be the 200-watt rdta, so you can run this thing at 200 watts.
200 or 220?
200.
No, it's 260.
260? Oh.
260. We're both wrong.
260 watts is what this thing says it can push. So,
that's just depending on the coil you throw in.
Right. I mean, obviously, but I'm running mine about 80 watts.
Yeah. So I mean, really, it's all depending on the coil you put in there for the flavor and what wattage you should be running at, and but. That's the only good things I have to say about it. The only good things.
Yeah.
And they give you a decent sized tank on there. The only reason I feel like they give you a decent sized tank on there is because of how bad this thing leaks.
Yeah.
This thing leaks like crazy.
This thing leaks like if you hold this thing just on its side for a few seconds, you sit here and you just got it, put it in your pocket, you accidentally do it. Oh, of course it ain't gonna do it now. Of course it's not gonna drip now. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
There it goes.
Ripping quickly.
So you throw this thing off in your pocket, you decide you want to go somewhere, like, I want to go, to go to the store, or go, I need to go get gas or whatever. You throw this thing in your pocket. If it's sitting in your pocket sideways.
What I should have done is I should have taken my the Kylan here and the GoVad, and then let you turn over that one to see. All right, let's see which one drips first.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be that RDTA.
Yeah,
bar.
Definitely.
Yeah, so, why did I say RDTA? Bar? Man, that's the skyhook RDTA.
Yeah, skyhook RDTA.
I want that RDTA box mini.
The RDTA box looks nice.
I want the mini, man. I cannot quit thinking about that little thing.
Yeah.
It's an internal battery, which I know sucks, but I like it.
Yeah,
I like it a lot.
I can definitely say that if I hadn't gotten this for such a good deal, I would have tried to go out and get the RDTA box if I really wanted it. But
I mean, for what you paid for it, it's not bad.
Right.
But for the with the leaking problem that it has, I mean,
the leaking problem, and I mean honestly, the other major con with this is the filling. Now, they put in a pretty, it's kind of cool, but the way that you fill it is, here's your 2 airflow slots. Well, if I turn the barrel over here on this side, that's your fill port right there.
That's your fill slot.
That's your fill slot. Well, there's a major issue of the cotton liking to travel back over into the slot constantly and blocking you off.
You get your cotton wet and it gets like this. For some reason, whatever in the world it is, your cotton wants to start to do this, and it blocks that fill port.
So if you're not paying attention, you don't look in there, and you go ahead and just pop this thing over and start squeezing juice in there,
it's gonna run out everywhere. Yeah, it's gonna run out everywhere. I did it like 6 times.
I've done it numerous times since I've had this thing. So The pros of this thing,
frustrating.
Yeah, it is a little frustrating. The biggest pros about this thing for me personally is, if you really want just a whole bunch of airflow, and that's more of a subjective kind of deal. But if you want a whole bunch of airflow, if you really want to just produce clouds, because I feel like this thing is mainly made just for cloud chasers. I don't really, the flavor on it's all right, but it's definitely, I've had much better RDAs. Even I think the Drip Box RDA gets you a better, better flavor than this does.
Yeah, that is not a great device.
Not for flavor.
Anywhere from 10, even $20. Thinking about it now is maybe just a little too high for me.
Well, with all the issues I've had out of it, I can definitely see why it was, like I said, only $20.
But $10, $15, something like that, I'd pick it up, man.
Yeah,
it's something cheap.
It's at least something to play with.
It's got a build. The build deck on it's pretty big.
Build deck's nice. If you guys again saw our coil build video, then you'll know that this thing is going to have a just massive velocity style deck.
Man, it's a good sized deck. It's just the way that it leaks and the wicking problem that I have, where it's like, no matter how far I spread it apart, it always comes back.
It's going to travel back for some reason. I don't know if it's just the wicks in there moving around with the juice or what it is, but
what the heck the problem?
It's eventually going to happen. Then you got to sit in there and you got to get like a little Allen key or something and sit there and just spread it back. Yeah. So it's a whole process.
So and
when there's other RDTAs out there like the avocados, which we've reviewed, or like the iJoys that are coming out, or the Vandy Vape Pyro.
Yeah, I was about to say, I want to get that Pyro, and I want to get the Geek Vape Peerless RDTA.
The Peerless RDTA looks really nice.
I just wish they would give a damn Ultra tip.
Yeah. We can always find one though. That's one of those things where you can always find one.
Yeah, I know. I just wish they'd give me one.
Right. But out of there, this device though, it's if you can get it for a decent price, it's good. If you end up paying more, honestly, if you pay more than $20, I think you're probably gonna hate it.
You're way overpaying.
You're gonna regret buying this device.
Yeah, you're overpaying.
So this one, I'm gonna go ahead.
Like I said, chances are. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. No. Chances are you're not gonna find it since it's been discontinued. Yeah. He got lucky and found it at a vape shop that he goes to on a constant. And he's real cool with the owner.
I walked in and the guy was like, "Hey man, what is this?" And he showed it to me. And like I said, this was right as we were starting to kind of get into our rebuilding. Like we had just started to kind of want to do it. I tasted your avocados and stuff, and so I was like, man, I want an RDTA. So I saw this for $20, and I was like, "Hey, why not?" I spent $20 on stupider stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't know, but
it was a purchase we didn't mind making. Chances are he probably would have paid a little bit more if he wanted for this, because we buy devices left and right for these videos. And some of them good, some of them bad. We got another bad one coming up here soon. In my opinion, I think it's awful. Well, but the upgraded version is awesome.
Yeah, I was gonna say when we get into that review, you'll understand what we're talking about.
Another review another time. So we get bad devices, we get good devices, and we get bad juices, we get good juices. And that's one thing you can say with us. We tell the truth.
Yeah, we don't. We don't pull any punches.
You cannot deny the faces we make when we get something we don't like. Yeah, it's just... no. But
overall with this thing, I'm going to go ahead and give this thing a rating of about a 5.
Same.
It's a very, very meh, bland kind of... it does what it's kind of supposed to, but the leaking issue and the wicking, the issue with the wicks moving over from the
only reason I'm even giving it a 5, because I feel like it deserves lower, but the only reason I'm giving it a 5, is because it does give off good flavor and clouds if you do your
builds right.
If you do your builds right, and what was I fixing to say? The build deck. The build deck is a good size build deck.
It's a huge velocity build deck, so you can put all kinds of builds in here.
I had no problem building on it at all.
It's a cinch to build on. And like I said, I probably had a little bit of issue in the video just because it was the first time that we had built on camera. At least first time I built on camera. So it was, it was a little...
First time I built on camera too.
So it was a little, intimidating. It was a little like, I was kind of focusing on that. I wasn't just focusing on sitting down here and building on it. But you know, even still then, it was, you know, I had it done in just a few moments.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't take long. It's very easy, and you can fit massive builds in here. So,
Oh, I forgot to mention, it comes with a silicone plug.
Yeah.
If you want to run it in single coil.
yeah. So if you want to run this thing in single coil, it does come with a silicone plug, and
To block off one side. So.
now I don't know how silicone's going to hold up against that heat. You know, I haven't tested it. I've always run this thing in dual coil.
I mean, I'm sure if you're running it at 260 watts.
Yeah, it's going to end up, you know, silicone might end up
It
melting.
might melt a little bit.
Might.
But you might also end up burning the hell out your cotton, too.
Yeah. So it's one of those
it
things.
is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know anybody who's going to be able to run this thing at 260 watts in one coil, though.
Yeah, not without burning some stuff up. So that's it. Overall, I give this thing a thumbs down.
Yeah.
He gives it a 5.
Yeah,
I
it's
give
very
it a 5.
meh.
I give it a 5, and I'm being
If you,
generous-
the way I
generous
see it
with that.
is, if you want something that you're going to have at home that's just going to sit on your desk or on your table or whatever, and it's not going to be sitting on its side, it's not going to be moving around a lot, it'll probably be a fairly decent device.
I guess I ought to live up to the hood rat name.
Yeah.
First time wearing a hood. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it for this video. That's gonna wrap this up because it's not that great of a device. And I don't feel like continuing on with this one.
No. Yeah,
we're gonna
I'm-
shoot something else here in just a minute. So
Yeah, I'm kind of ready to just get this one out of the way and done.
yeah.
So.
And he won't shut up about it. He's like, "Let's get this one out of the way.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
get this one out." And I'm
Yeah,
like, "All right, man.
I'm
Let's
kind of tired of vaping on this thing. Come on.
All right. So we're gonna wrap that up and get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know the drill. Y'all have a good one.